Hidden elements. Many clues and items are hidden. Some of them will have an impact on your adventure, so do not hesitate to look for them. Okay. So basically have a bit of a look around, I guess. Right. So we'll look around here before I go to them. It's interesting it says near the chimney rather than at the fireplace. Oh, there's something there. Oh, we got the collector coins. Okay. Can't go through there. Oh, there's something on the table though. Devil's Thorn. Devil's Thorn grants you the exalted state. You temporarily see the immunities and vulnerabilities affecting a dialogue choice in a conversation. You cannot carry more than 5. Okay, thank you for that. Can we take this book? No, it seems not. Okay, well, we're going to keep searching around. I'm not going to go up the stairs in case that turns out to be some kind of zone. We go somewhere else, so we'll continue looking around. Okay, nothing there. Oh, see if we got ourselves stuck. Oh yeah, there's a table there. That's why. I'm trying to walk through the table. Probably not a good idea. So there's the group there. So there's something there on that table. Okay, there's a few things here as well. So let's start with this.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch, a biography of the great men.
Let's take the book. Okay, manuscripts. Manuscripts allow you to educate yourself during the adventure. At the start of each quest, you can choose what to read and gain permanent skill points. Find your manuscripts by using the inventory tab in the menu. Okay. Okay, now we'll come back for the other stuff there. I'm gonna head on over here and check around the place. Expecting there to be at least one thing to find over here. Just because that's, you know, if it's people who have distributed stuff, normally they avoid clusters, so they put things, yeah, in different places like this.
Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Maybe there's some significance to it. I'm sure there is. Why else would you put it in your entrance hall if you didn't find it significant? But I guess in the overall story, I mean. Oh, another one here. Let's look at this.
Saturn devouring his son. Good God, how awful. Everything in this painting is disturbing. It's the first time I've seen brushstrokes like this.
Okay, just another thing here.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for
Yes,
staging
he does.
rooms.
Something here as well. Oh, that looks like it goes outside. Yeah, let's not do that then. Okay, and then we just do one quick sweep because there are paintings here as well. Yep.
Blind Oedipus. Blinded himself. What a tragic destiny.
Well, Oedipus, his whole story wasn't very good, was it?
Fall of the Damned by Rubens. The man who cannot achieve the salvation of God the Father is offered to fall into the depths of the abyss.
Okay, interesting. How about over the door there? Is that something that can be viewed? Nope. Okay. I think the statue is something we can do either. Right. So we saw the paintings. There might be something else over here, so I'm going to do one last sweep and then go back to the group. Well, before I go back to the group, I shall Yeah, this looks... No, it's not something we can do. There are things that we can check before we actually interact with them, so... Let's move over here and do that. We've got two things here. Person. Now we've got to go around the chess table. Oh, we need to probably go around this way. Hopefully it's not one of these things where it's proximity that initiates dialogue rather than... Oh, it is.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Richet. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
About my mother, about a letter. Yeah, let's say about my mother.
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Richet's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Let's see how good he is at inventing things.
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Ah,
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man from my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest
gonna
apologies.
get better at that.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. one of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain.
We're going to
by the
remain here, so.
fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able
Yeah.
to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Let's stay and listen to Washington.
Let's see what Washington has to say.
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Louis, thank you for staying. Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions,
Okay.
now's the time.
Tell me more about this Mortimer.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the Order in France. It doesn't surprise me that he asked her to come.
Lord Mortimer greatly contributed to financing my electoral campaign, for example. But I want this to be clear, without ever seeking to gain an advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother.
I did see her for the last. Okay. How did you come to know her?
Where did you first meet her?
I met Sarah during the War of Independence on American soil. She was introduced to me by a mutual acquaintance, and I must say that her sound advice prevented me from making some terrible mistakes. She may not be a soldier, but believe me, she deserves a statue as much as Lafayette does.
Well, I didn't see that one coming. There's no doubt Mother has many
Yeah,
secrets
she
that
sure
are still
does.
hidden.
Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise
Okay.
I'll remember everything.
Where do you get your wigs?
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about? My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truths from rumor served me well. Such as preventing massacres, like the one at Salem, from happening again. Or convincing people that horsemen cannot ride around without heads. What was it that she used to say now?
Keep an open and logical mind?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
Do the others in the Order know? Yeah. What about if Mother has left the island?
I wonder if Mother is still on the island. Could she not have taken a boat and left?
I don't see how. No vessel can moor closer than 200 yards. Not to mention the permanent presence of staff and servants. There is one strange thing, I grant you. This island is barely the size of Delaware, and despite that, no one has been able to locate your mother.
So my mother still must be on the island.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yeah,
Yes, I
like
hope-
losing a hand, maybe.
Careful, they're coming back.
Who's that? Anything to say who that is?
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Holm, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth
erudite
Adams,
skill,
Mr.
okay.
President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw
cool.
a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence.
Washington looks surprised, but Holmes doesn't seem to see it. I wonder if he's being polite or if he really doesn't see his discomfort.
On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to
I
your
want to check
room.
the stuff there, so there was more stuff too. No, I'm not allowed. Just kicked up to the room. Yeah, I guess it must be loading the room now.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Oh, I thought he was actually going to bring us to our rooms, not
Well, my
just walk us
friends,
up the stairs.
I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis,
Okay.
I shall see you in the morning.
You too.
Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my
Well, I
room?
want to go back downstairs if I can. There's just stuff we haven't got yet. No, it's barred. I get that. That means barred when it's a line, and when it's a wavy line, you can go through it. Oh, something here.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Oh, we all get little signs outside our room. Interesting. Well, I want to go look over this way. We are supposed to be a detective, so... I wonder how you actually get those things then without triggering that conversation. Maybe we can get them another time. Got some coins. I'm sure they're going to be... Hopefully they're not just... You know, collect the coins and get an achievement. I don't like things like that. I like when they actually do something in the game rather than just being there for just to be collected.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Napoleon Bonaparte. Okay.
Monsieur Jacques Perru.
What else we got? Nothing there. Let's check around here. And over this side. Oh, what's going on? Why did they do that? Not sure, but it did it. Let's check this.
A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Okay, we'll read those later. Golden elixir. Golden elixir cures all your negative alterations. You cannot carry more than 5. Okay. I'm gonna have to change, I think, the mouse sensitivity. Actually, I should do it now. Because it moves very slow. Camera sensitivity. Okay, now, does that make it faster or slower, I wonder? Let's see. Yeah, that's better. But I wonder if it locks it when you go into the... when you get those opportunities.
Decorum guide.
Rules of decent behavior. We're never going to learn those. Yeah, so far it's interesting the way they've taken, you know, historic characters and put them in this situation where like somebody's obviously made up of fiction. I like that. I like when people make reference to history and how things might have played out. It's a nice house. Okay, we got some more stuff there. More Devil's Thorn. Okay, over here. Nothing. Okay. The leaves are very shiny, so they kind of attract my attention. Okay. That's not a work of art we can get some detail on. Okay. There's another set of stairs. You can't go up there. That's probably maybe like the Lord's area of the house. It's just interesting though that they were talking about how, you know, earlier on he was talking about how they must have made this house all the way up here on the top, because in Ireland, actually on the west coast, a former Taoiseach, which is like the Prime Minister of Ireland, called Charlie Haughey, had an island, and basically the only way to get to the island was by boat and then going up like very steep like steps cut into a cliff, and then at the top then he had his house, and he had like deer. There's deer, you can still actually see the deer on the island now. He had deer flown onto the island and stuff.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
And then he would invite politicians from other countries to come join him there, so they'd be flown out by helicopter and stuff, and it's just crazy, especially back then when Ireland was such a poor country. Not that it's super rich now, but things are better than those dark, bad old days. This is interesting. Good for a lot of kind of having private chats, although we wouldn't talk give out too much detail with them being very close together like that. Okay, got nothing there. Okay, got another. So we've got the vase, some sheet music. That looks like a set of bagpipes, maybe. And then a globe in the back. Okay. Nothing there. I'm gonna get completely lost going around here. By the way. Oh, something to read here. Hey, George.
George Washington.
And our name is French, but I almost feel like we should regard him as our president because we talk with an American accent. Okay, something here. Okay, more stuff for us to take. I'm kind of at the point now where I'm thinking, have we gone too far? But at the same time thinking, well, maybe there's something just a little further on.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
I still think that that he is our mother's lover. This is our room, isn't it? Yeah.
Huh, that's me.
Right, so let's go back this way a bit. Because maybe if we had to come from this direction, there was something for us to find. What's this one? Okay, interesting. Almost looks like a giant down the bottom of the screen there, or bottom of the painting. With this one then. Okay, interesting. This must be her room then. Oh,
Duke Manuel
okay.
Godoy.
Is the person who we're sure that we know, but we can't remember from where. Godoy. And then this is where we should be, where we started. At the top of the steps. Yes, it is. Okay. So let's read this. There's
Duchess
okay.
Emily Hillsborough.
There's Emily's room. So let's just head to our room then, and hopefully in the morning we can go and get that those things that were in front of the fireplace. Just want to see what they actually were. Okay, so this is my room here, isn't it? Yes. Okay, let's pop in. Is someone gonna try and kill us or something?
Right. So what shall I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance.
We're definitely gonna read it.
But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do?
Let's leave the letter closed for now.
Damn. Can't wait to open it, but I gave my word to Piaggi, so... Too bad. I'll wait until I hand it to Mother.
Wow.
Jesus
Nice
Christ. Let's get shit out of
Mortimer
me.
sure doesn't do things halfway.
Like, oh yeah, I'll give him that. Wow, what the fuck is this room all about? Yeah, I don't think he can go from those two things so quickly. Now, what's this? Carmelite water. Carmelite water gives you the focus state. Your next skill use will cost no effort. You cannot carry more than 5. Okay. We'll do that. Okay, now let's have a look at the paintings. Now we'll have a look at all the stuff that we took up.
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing
Okay,
voices.
and then this one.
Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist represented himself as Judith beheading her mentor, who had raped her.
Interesting.
Judith beheading Holofernes.
Wait.
Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist represented himself as Judith beheading her mentor, who had raped her.
Wait, which one? Okay, let's do that one. Okay.
Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist
Now we're
represented
definitely
himself
on
as
this
Judith
one.
beheading her mentor, who had raped her.
Okay, there we go.
Saturn devouring his son. Again? I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be his son.
Does that mean this guy has some fake as well as the real ones? Let's start with the top one this time. Let's get a nice view of it as well. Okay.
The Conversion of St. Paul by Caravaggio. It's incredible. It doesn't look like a copy, but I was sure the original was in Rome.
Caravaggio had a crazy life. And I know that because I worked in a hotel in Dublin where the the hotel restaurant was called Caravaggio's, so we had to learn a bit about his life if guests asked about him.
Saint Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes.
Let's check over here.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Lovely lectures
Yes.
Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Let's check this side. Was there anything we missed? Well, we'll do the center later. Okay, something up there. Is it? Can we not reach it or something? Okay, we should be able to do it. Amber fragments. You just found an amber fragment. Each time you pick up 4 of them, you increase your maximum effort points by 1. Oh, cool. So that was definitely worth doing. I'm afraid to hold that too long,
Amber crystals.
because I'm pretty sure that I actually selected some dialogue choices while validating stuff. Okay. I like that clock. We used to have a clock like that. Certainly not as ornate or not as expensive, but it was like that. Okay, so that's the outside the room done. Let's check the center. Okay, nothing around there. Oh, there's something there. Okay. And looks like that's everything, so let's check our inventory. Let's see what we have. Rules of civility and decent behavior. Okay, +1 skill point to etiquette. Okay, then this one is this is Plutarch, but I thought it said when he talked about it as Plutarch, because I know who Plutarch is, but I don't know who Plutarch is. 10th to 11th century series of biographies of illustrious men, providing much information on their lives and the origin of their greatness. Okay, +1 skill point in conviction. Okay, and then here, Denis Diderot and Jean-Laurent d'Alembert, 1751 to 1772, the encyclopedia. 150 academics and scholars contributed to the production of this first synthesis of human knowledge. +1 skill point in science, linguistics, and erudition. Can it be equipped? Assemble all the pages of this manuscript in order to read it. Okay, so we need to find 2 more pages of that or it's useless. Okay, and then we have that sealed letter. We have this one here. So, okay. What did we do? Okay, I thought E would open the letter, but it didn't. I want to read that letter again, but I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do so. Just a handkerchief. Okay, so then let's go to her journal. Elizabeth Adams to be discovered. Okay, she was the lady that was kind of out of it when we saw her going above us. So, but also she must have been the person who was resting, that they said was resting when we were told that we could go eat something. Okay, then Sarah is our mother, who may or may not have lost a hand and may or may not do so in the future. Then Sir Gregory. I love the way these people are done like that. They're obviously the elite of the elite, but you know, look at his face, all the lines on his face and stuff. Like he doesn't look like a lot of the way a lot of other games depict the elite from back then. So I think it's pretty good. Then we got Piaggi, who we had probably, apart from Emily, had the most kind of interaction with him. We still have to discover his vulnerabilities. Okay, then that's ourselves. We could have discovered her and we missed our chance. Okay, then we got Washington. We could have discovered his and we missed a chance. And then the servants, we've done okay so far. I would have liked, though, with the servants, for different servants to have different vulnerabilities rather than basically all of them. I know it's kind of, it makes sense in that, like, it's kind of, for want of a better word, the betters, as they would have said back then, but still. Okay, so character. Okay, so we've got level 1. Okay, so we have no skill not acquired. Okay, so what do these do? Be up to date with scientific knowledge. Okay, rely on your knowledge of myths, occult and religious symbols. Okay, erudition, benefit from a sound cultural background in the arts, geography and history. Okay, subterfuge, discreetly steal items. Okay, linguist, translate, yeah, we definitely want that at some stage. Diversion, that would be good. Politics, again, kind of getting more information on stuff. Convince people with sheer force of your will. Okay, and then etiquette. Okay, so obviously pretty much everything is useful. Yeah. How about talents? Okay, policing mastery. Halves the fake element displayed during an opportunity. Okay. Okay, so there's only one you have to find. So there might be a few points, and if you find the right one at the start, then you're done. But if it's a fake one, then you have to go to the next. Okay, that makes a bit more sense to me. Hopefully I'm understanding that correctly. Inspector, healer, dodger. So do these level up as we go, I guess? Okay, well, that was all very interesting, and now we are going to go to bed, I think. Oh, after we look at this. Okay, unlock. We can't do it. Okay, so let's leave it. After we leave this, we obviously were not going to steal anything from it. Now, into the bedroom. Okay, I was going to say, is there anything to find? But partly just straight to the bed. Okay. Is he? Okay, he is going to bed. I was wondering whether we just woken up or whether he was settling down or not. Okay. Success. I went up to the manor. I found clues about my mother on the docks. I convinced Piaggi to trust me with his letter. I met Mr. Washington. I remained in the Grand Hall to speak with Mr. Washington. I asked questions about my mother. I didn't find all the clues about my mother on the docks. Oh, okay, so there's more there. I didn't pick up the book on the key. Oh, there was a... Okay. Alternate paths. I could have joined Sir Home in the small salon. I could have made an unexpected encounter. Okay, interesting. So that probably would have been with that lady. Okay, so let's go next. Probably a very bad score, but hey ho. Well, we're level 2. It's not bad. Now, let's go onwards. Okay, so we have 4 points available. Okay, so I'm gonna get that because that would be good, I think. Then Conviction, politics, diversion. We're going to get some of that. We're going to get politics. And then, yeah, let's go for erudition as well. Okay. And then afterwards, then we're going to start specializing a bit more. Okay. Yeah. I'm happy enough with that. So let's validate. No whole space. Okay. So used to, oh god. Okay. No. Oh, I guess I have to now. Yeah, that's one of the things about holding it down. There isn't, it just straight away goes on. It carries your click on. I don't like that. Okay. Rules of civility and decent behavior. Okay. Parallel lives, you can't open that. +1 skill point psychology. +1 skill point in etiquette. Okay. Conviction. Psychology. Let's open that. Okay. And then let's go on.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe you'll hit the subscribe button there on the right and check out some other videos here on the left.